Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Raizer Legion premium deck profile for July 2018. This is the first premium format deck profile that I'll be bringing you guys on my channel. I wanted to do Raizer Legion. I just found it to be the most fun deck to build with the new Raizer support that came out in the Unite Q4 booster pack. So I mixed it in with some of the old support as well, including the Mega Flare Legion for Raizer Nova Grappler. So pretty awesome deck profile, very happy with the results. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now for the stride zone, I don't have everything filled out completely, but obviously I'll say, you know, some of the other cards you can put in, like Medio Kaiser Victor, Grand Champ Victor, all those cards are viable in this deck. I would even maybe run two more Victoplasmas just to help out with, you know, the stride zone for sure. But your numbers can definitely vary. Like, I probably would not run, if any at all, Tribroot. I just have stride options in here. Different ones varying. Like, I had all the Nova Grappler strides that I could find gathered up. But definitely would run Medio Kaiser Victor, Victor Champ, or, you know, Heavy Champ, I believe is the name, Victor. All the copies of the Victor strides for sure. Even Stark can be pretty viable in this deck. As much Stargate, Nova Grappler stride power that you can get to fit into the deck. But the main focus obviously will be the Legion aspect with the standard format support, along with the G Guardians. I am a fan of Medio Kaiser Dogen Titan just because it's a reusable G Guardian, and being able to place it face down and then reuse it again, being able to use the new heal trigger as well to put back effects definitely does help also. Medio Kaiser Junior, just for easy shield power. Now, you already have a 28k shield with the new heal trigger, Wall Boy, for Nova Grappler. So really only use, you know, the G Guardians when you feel you have to, for sure. For like bigger shields, or just when you need like effects like the counter charge or the soul charge to go off, especially with Junior. And just one Gun Dread to finish off the G Guardian as well. I know I didn't show the full 16 card stride zone, still got some empty spots, but like I said already twice in the video, just more spots that can be filled in with some of the other Nova Grappler strides for sure. But moving on to the actual main deck. For the grade 3s, I run 4 Ultimate Raizer Mega Flare. This is your Legion of the deck. Now, I was varying numbers back and forth between Mega Flare and Perfect Raizer. If you want to go more of a Legion based deck, then you can run 4 Mega Flare, like I am. But if you wanted to run more of a standard with a little premium added, you can drop it down to 3 Mega Flare and then have 4 Perfect Raizers, just for a ratio of 7. Because I do run the Cat Butler basically lineup in the deck still. So you want those options available for you for the grade 0s, but you still want powerful grade 3s if you use the Excel to be able to call to rear guard and use. So Mega Flare just helps for the stand power that it can provide, especially with Cat Butler. So being able to restand this after you Legion, you can put back your triggers, including your draw trigger, which is the Twin Blader draw trigger perfect guard. So being able to recycle a trigger and a perfect guard at the same time definitely does help, because the biggest option I had when debating what to put back with Legion, obviously triggers took the first bait, but now that you have the option to put that at perfect guard as well, definitely does help. And the other grade 3 that I mentioned, Perfect Raizer, just to mix and match perfectly with the Raizer deck for sure. Perfect Raizer helps, gives you the Excel combos when you need it. Just overall good pressure on its own as well. And rear guard number backing, good 12k attacker. But I also like to ride it over Mega Flare or vice versa whenever I need that specific situation, because they both do provide pressure. Perfect Raizer being with the multiple attacks and Mega Flare being with the extra critical on Vanguard. And then for the grade 2s, 4 Ultimate Raizer Dual Flare. This is the mate for Mega Flare. So maxed out this card. Also, when during the turn of your Vanguard Legion, when your Vanguard attacks, you stand this unit, and this unit gets plus 5,000 to the end of the turn. This ability cannot be used for the rest of that turn, but being able to hit for 14k on its own definitely does help with hitting some of the other units in the deck, including grade 3s in the Force, and just, you know, overall the other grade 3s in Standard, because they're all sitting around 12 and 13k. So being 14k means that Dual Flare alone can hit against that unit. Just remember, when you're like boosting it the first attack, that you have that power set up so it can hit the first time around, but also be ready the second time also. And I also run 4 high-powered Raizer Custom. Just a great complement to the deck for sure. I was always mixing and matching my grade 2s and 1s in the deck just for viable ones to use. But I find high-powered Raizer Custom, just being a Raizer, and also just, you know, being able to have that pressure with the Battle Raizer starter and just restand power with that unit as well, definitely does help on Vanguard and Rear. I run the Battle Raizer starter so for draw power, but being able to call it later on to Rear with this card's ability whenever placed on Vanguard or Rear definitely does come in handy. And lastly, to finish off the grade 2s, just 2 Burst Raizer. I had the 12k originally in my Raizer Legion deck, but Burst Raizer just has more pressure. You got plenty of Soul and Counterblast to work with in this deck, with Perfect Raizer's countercharging and, you know, Mega Flare not even requiring a Counterblast. So you have the 12k attack going off with this one again as well. For the grade 1s, I run 4 Raizer Custom, same basis with high-powered Raizer Custom. Not so much if you don't want to use the attack first, if you go first in a game. I like it for the once per turn when your other rear guard in the same column as this unit stands, you may stay in this unit. So with units like Dual Flare, if you attack the first time around with a 17k attack power and then restand it again and boost again after it restands, that is good solid 22k column that you are attacking with Raizer Custom, meaning you can hit big numbers again as long as your opponent didn't get a trigger. And even if your opponent did get a trigger, if you're facing off against another Excel deck or Protect, depending on what they're using grade 3 lineup wise, you can still hit the attack, and that's not counting you getting a trigger. So something to remember, Raizer Custom just has amazing pressure for that restand. And I also run 3 Jet Raizer. More pressure with this one. I was debating between the new Jet Raizer and this one, but am a fan of the restand power with a lot of your grade 2s being able to hit plus 10k power with depending on what trigger you get. So being able to restand with Jet Raizer definitely does come in handy. And also, I run 3 Extreme Battler Air Sid. This is the stride fodder for the deck, just so you have options of going into your strides for sure with this card. So if you just need that extra power and you don't want to use your grade 3s, he's the best option to go for sure in this deck. So you always have that scenario open to you. And lastly, for the grade 1s, 2 Energy Charger. Now this is just helpful with the Soul Blasting and the draw power. So you have draw options, whether it be drawing into your Perfect Guard or G Guardian, or just needing you know, cards in the drop zone so you can read Legion back for Mega Flare. I had it at 3, dropped it down to 2, just because the grade 1s did change with the Perfect Guard lineup, so I want to have a little better ratios to work with the other grade 1s and just their overall synergy with the deck. And moving on to the grade 0s for your starter, obviously Battle Raizer, very standard in the deck because high-powered Raizer Custom with its call to rear effect helps you build rear guard presence for sure, which is good for Mega Flare and, you know, just standing capabilities, but pressure also for high-powered Raizer Custom. And that draw power plus keeping in the soul if you never call high-powered Raizer Custom means you can build that soul up for cards like Energy Charger or Burst Raizer as well. And I also run 4 Cat Butler with this. At the end of the battle that your Vanguard's attack did not hit, you Soul Blast 1, retire this unit, choose one of your units. It gets +3 into the other turn. If that unit is a grade 2 or less, Vanguard, stand it. So same formula concept with Legion. Just that restand power being a grade 2 or less. So if you're in Legion, this effect will still work with your Vanguard. So you have that restand pressure to go with, and the +3 addition, which is just why I prefer this Cat Butler to the other one. So big thing to remember there. And also for the triggers, I run 4 Red Lightning. This is just the new version. I was actually debating if I wanted to run the Red Lightning without the effect or the one with the counter charge, just to build up soul power. I'm still on the fence between the two of them on which one I want to run. I mean, this one has better shields, +5 additional, and it gives the +10 power. So I definitely leaned more towards this one and why I decided to feature it in the deck profile. But, you know, still a place in the deck for the other one, but more than likely I'm just going to stick with the high powered triggers for the lineup. Since none of the cards really in this deck require to have a Raizer, a Vanguard, to get off the effect, so you'll still be good to go. The only thing I think that really matters is basically Mega Flare when the attack hits if you have another card with Raizer in the middle column, but that's easy to provide since most of the time it's going to be Battle Raizer anyway. But to finish off the triggers, also Shining Lady. I was actually going back and forth between whether I wanted to do front triggers or criticals, but with Mega Flares, pressure, I found Shining Lady and just 8 critical to be overall helpful. But if you want to try the 8 front, let me know how that goes as well. We can stick to that. Considered 8 crit for front, but then I really wanted to keep my grade 1 lineup so I can keep Twin Blader as the perfect guard draw trigger in the deck. Just way helpful. Like I said, being able to Legion these cards back for sure is the big bonus in this deck. And lastly, just the Wall Boys, whether you use them for G Guardians or, its own shield. Pretty high shield guard powers regardless either way. So definitely helpful with the deck. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first, like I said, premium deck profile. It was one of the more funner ones. I know some of the more competitive ones will revolve around Victor, but I wanted to bring you guys fun deck profiles first for premium. I think the next one I'm going to work on is Oracle Think Tank Magus, using the Magus support with the new Oracle Think Tank cards. So we'll see how that goes. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Qualia out.